Good afternoon and a warm welcome to all participants in today's webinar. This is Kiran, CMO at Incresol. Today marks a truly and special occasion for Incresol as we are celebrating our 12th year anniversary. We want to take a moment to express our sincere gratitude to each and every one of our valued clients, dedicated employees, and esteemed partners for being an integral part of our success story. Coming back to our agenda today, to enhance awareness and understanding of SAP's latest upgrades, today's webinar is focuses on digital transmission of gate operations and Weighment process. We have set aside a dedicated Q&A session for the end, so feel free to submit your queries in the Q&A section throughout the webinar. All your questions will be addressed in the final 15 minutes of Q&A session. Now, without further delay, I am pleased to welcome today's webinar presenter, Mr. Nalini Kumar, CEO of Incresol, to smoothly lead us through the rest of this session. Over to you, Nalini.
Thank you, Kiran. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank you all for joining the webinar. And today's webinar is it's part of our digital transformation series of webinars. Okay, this webinar is more focusing on the plant logistics topic. Okay, so there are various activities involved in the plant logistics. We are trying to highlight that how you can introduce your digital transformation journey or automation journey as part of your plant logistics and get better operational efficiency. So this webinar may take approximately 45 minutes time. And in the last 10-15 minutes, we can have a Q&A session and we can have a detailed discussion if you have any specific queries or anything you would like to discuss. So as part of this webinar, what we are trying to cover is we'd like to highlight what are the different activities involved in the plant logistics, like gate operations, Weighment process, or other activities involved, and typical gaps in the current process, and why there is a need of digital transformation in plant logistics, what type of problems we can overcome, or how it is going to benefit your organizations. All those are going to be covered as part of this. And key features to be considered, suppose if you are trying to engage some partner or a solution to enable digital transformation of your plant logistics, then what are the typical features you should look at it? Or if you are trying to build in-house, so what are the things you can explore? So those will be covered as part of key features, which are adopted by most of the companies as part of their digital transformation journey. And technology options, what are the different technology options that you can explore to achieve this digital transformation related to the plant logistics? And data involved, what are the different data objects or the data we are going to, or that flows through this process? And sample process flow, I'll try to show you a small process flow. It's a sample example only. It's not specific to our generalized process flow, but just to give you an idea, like how you can optimize your process, or how you can digitalize the process and eliminate the manual interventions or the paper-based involvement or the printouts or the human movement, various areas, how you can improve that is covered as part of process flow. And at the end, we'd like to highlight a few words about our expertise, and followed by questions and answer session. Okay, so the plant logistic activities. Okay, so there are various activities involved. The plant logistics, what does this mean? So the logistics word itself indicates that any movement of goods happening to your plant or from your operating plants. Okay, so that is nothing but inward outward movements of material or any particular item. Okay, so that is the activities involved as part of those movements are highlighted in this one. So I'm trying to use some small notation here. Okay, so wherever you see a book and pencil symbol, that indicates that it's a physical register, and most of the organizations are still following. Like for example, vehicle reporting, if you take it. So as part of the vehicle reporting, we can see that whenever the vehicle or trucks comes to your plant or reports there, then your security or someone at that reception point will take the details and write on the physical registers. There used to be a bunch of registers, or the 10-15 registers I saw in at least, I visited at least 50-60 plants or the companies. There at least 45 companies I saw that they are still having a big list of registers over there. They're getting manually filled with these security guards or the concerned people over there with every piece of information in it. So that's why I indicated a notation of it's still most of the companies are still following a pen and paper model approach. And vehicle inspection, suppose you are sending some goods or loading to a container. So before that, you generally typically inspect the container, whether it is in a good condition or not, any damages are there, or whether it is in a proper conditions, or in case of specific industries like oil and gas, the pressure checks and everything will take place, right? So those inspections, the preliminary inspection of the vehicle will happen before you get in that vehicle and load or unload the vehicle. So those inspections, I can see that most of the companies still printing a lot of pre-printed papers, and they're taking it and they're ticking the marks. It's like they're saying, okay, yes, no sort of thing, or they're recording the readings over there, or they're writing their observations. So those things are part of vehicle inspection. Vehicle means your basically carrier inspection. And then gate pass. So before you allow the vehicle to get into your premise, there will be a gate pass mechanism. You will issue a gate pass. So this also, some companies are using within SAP like a G-based solution. I saw that some companies are using the still a pre-printed stationery with the hand-filled information like, okay, so what is the name of the transporter, driver, vehicle number, what is it carrying, or what are the materials, how much quantity, what is the PO number, etc. All those are they're filling in the gate pass itself. And they will print, or in case of a soft application, they print and give it to the driver to take it to the next level. So there's another one of the activities, a gate pass management. And gate in, suppose once this vehicle is eligible to get into the plant for unloading or loading, so till that time it will wait outside in the ad or in the outside plant premise, right? So that also, whenever the gate in happens, a lot of activities we saw that they are maintaining in the register, like saying that our vehicle is getting in at the in time is this much, or out time is this particular timing. And again, they are recording the few more details which are already captured as part of reporting. Okay, and also the gate opening operations will take place, manual indications, so that someone need to manually allow the vehicle to be in, then only the vehicle can get in and it can go to the next stages. Quality checks. So either before getting in the vehicle or something, quality checks used to take place. It's like some sample will be raw. If it is a raw material, some sample will be taken up. It will be sent to your quality department. Either driver will carry that pouch and go to the quality department, or someone from your side carry that and take to the quality department. They will verify it and they will publish the result. And again, they will call the main gate saying that, okay, this vehicle can be get in, or someone need to follow up them. So it's all a lot of disconnected process. Okay. So that information also, they need to sign on the paper and slip saying that, okay, this vehicle can be in, quality is okay, or something like that. Even some companies are following that type of process. And Weighbridge operations, it's more like most of the raw material goes to the Weighbridge operate through Weighbridge weighing process. So here also we saw that they will maintain a small physical register, write the vehicle number, again write the tare weight, gross weight, and the notes they write. Again, they print a small slip and they will give to the driver for every weighing they are doing it. And end of the day, the information comes to SAP or ERP. Again, the manual entry will take place by referring these weighing slips. Some customers have automated the weighing part. They're directly integrated with SAP. So here also we are seeing a lot of paperwork or printouts are happening. And loading activities, in case of it's a dispatch scenario, the loading slips will be generated. Okay, so generally it's like before dispatch, before loading the vehicle, someone need to prepare a loading slip, and that loading slip will be issued to the driver or the concerned loading operator. Then only they can refer that slip and they load the particular material to the vehicle. So again, there are a lot of printouts involved here. They refer that particular slip. They mark it as like what is the quantity loaded, or how many bags, or how many tins, or the cans, or the drums they loaded to it, or reels. So they load those things into the truck, and they mark it on the paper again. That paper will be carried by this particular truck driver, and they will be taken to the weighbridge again for the gross weight, and again it will come back. So that's how the process is getting taken place. Similar with the unloading also. Unloading gate or the unloading bay will be marked, and there the unloading process will take place. Unloading quantities will be declared and signed by the unloading supervisor or the in charge over there. Gate out, while all the activities are done, vehicle is unloaded, then it will be out. At that time, again, security will write what is the out time of the vehicle, and they will manually open the gate to let the vehicle be out. And in some cases, mainly in the store items, we observed this scenario, counter ERP updates, like they will keep the unloaded items of the space on a specific storage location. Once all the unloading happens, after some time, or maybe in continuation to that, they use it to count it physically, and then they use it to mark it on the paper, and then they use it to move to the main storage location and update or put a GRN in SAP. That is also we have observed. And vehicle breakdown, generally this might happen when you are sending your dispatches to the customers, or any dispatches are coming to you from your vendors. Okay, so supplies are coming from your vendors. So there is a chance that accidents or the breakdowns or vehicle change requirements may be required. So those informations also happening in offline manner, or in some register somewhere it is there, or sometimes it's in the emails. So these activities also getting recorded not in a very organized manner. Returnable goods tracking. Okay, so this is mainly for your handling units or anything you are using to send your supplies and collect it back from your customers, or maybe your vendors handling units you need to return back. So all the tracking of that, most of the times we observe that again there are registers for these returnable goods separately, or job work registers separately, and like that there are various pen and paper registers are there. Sales and purchase returns tracking. This is also happening through separate registers in many organizations. Anyhow, it happens in ERP, but the movement tracking is taking place through physical registers. And day-end reconciliation. The day-end reconciliation is a big process in some organizations. We saw that it is going to take 3-4 hours time for the concerned people to sit in the evening and close the reconciliation of the day, in terms of the inventory received or inventory dispatched, or the handling units left out or consumed. All that information they use to prepare a register by Excel sheet or something, or they refer all these physical registers from the different areas, like from the main gate or the security gate or different areas. And they used to prepare that reconciliation summary in Excel sheet and send across to their head office or the concerned reporting levels. And approvals. In this process, for example, if the truck is having some conditional issues, or the container inspection is failed, for example, vehicle inspection has some gaps, then the approval, they used to call someone over the call, or they used to send the inspection slip to them, and they need to review and come back. It's all happening through the more physical manner than in a soft manner. So those approvals can also be digitized. So these are a few of other areas, but there can be, if we list down, there can be 10-15 more areas can be added. But most generalized thing we are trying to cover up in this particular webinar. Okay, so as part of the current process, what are the difficulties in the current process we observed? Okay, so it's like non-digitized manner or the disconnected manner scenarios. Okay, so most of the places it's happening through the physical registers. So the information is offline, and a lot of content is written manually. It's like it's not even typed; it's written by the security or the concerned people. They write the information. Everyone will have their own handwritings, and it's hard to read in some cases. Okay, and also it creates a human dependency. If that concerned person is not there, if that particular person is not available for a week, that's going to create a problem. Someone need to guide the other guy to follow the similar process, or that guy may make the mistakes and all. It's not a process control scenario, right? So they need to apply their own intelligence to do that job. And these reports, most of the times we observe that they're for the any postpartum analysis, like mainly after the any incident or things went wrong, then only they are referring these registers mainly to dig it back, but not for any preventive manner. Okay, so but in case of, if you go at the real time or the soft approaches, that will definitely help you to plan some preventive controls or the measures to that can be predictable and also transparent to everyone. So, and also we saw that in many organizations, like there is a huge people movement for the approach. They carry a bunch of papers in their hand, and they go from one department to other department for the approval. Someone review those documents and sign and stamp it and give it back. Then they can come back to other place, and it's like it's a huge human movement, or the people movement happens in the organizations, manufacturing units, which is not a good way to handle it, considering the sensitivity as well as the I can say that the safety conditions of the manufacturing units. Okay, so lesser the human movement, more the safety you can ensure, right? So those things we are seeing as a big gap. And how to reconcile the data, we already discussed, because the data is scattered in registers, and something in the system, something in other systems, like it's scattered across different places with different people. So reconciliation means you need to depend on them over calls, or you need to bring those registers or log into other system and multiple systems and do that job. And also redundant data, same data entry is happening at multiple places. That is also not required at all. And the transparency and integrity is a big concern, because if something is there in the register that's not visible to the quality department, or if something has quality identified that's not visible to the commercial department, unless they all use a common system in a soft manner, not on the physical records or physical paper manner. And this mainly results in the operational efficiency gaps. Okay, and also the efficiency hard to measure also where exactly the gap is happening and how much time the particular activity is getting taken to execute. For example, how much time it was taken after reporting, or how much time it has taken at the Weighbridge level, how much time does it take at the quality level. So all those information is disconnected and it's hard for you to measure as well. And also definitely there is a significant gap in the operational efficiency. And finally, it may result in the congestion in your plants or over manpower planning, etc. And definitely, if you make the transporter to wait for longer time, definitely that's going to cause you financial impact as well as the dissatisfaction to the concerned parties involved. And a lot of phone calls. Okay, so approval delays are possible because of disconnectedness. They need to get the information from different sources. Also, we saw that there is some example I can explain here: information gap between plant versus central office teams. For example, your logistics team is a centrally operated team, and your plant is you have maybe 10-15 different plants. So the logistic team generally handles the coordinates with the transporter and all that stuff, right? So if the transporter says I came to the plant, it's not they're not allowing me to in or something like that. If they call the plant, they say that okay, no, the transporter not yet arrived. So there is no any source of truth. And it's hard for the logistic team to believe who is right and who is wrong. So if there is a system in a right manner, so if the system should answer all the queries or provide the transparent information across all the stakeholders so that it would be easy to coordinate and collaborate and execute faster. And also, as it is, most of the things are handwritten or hand typed, so there is a chance of no auto validations or consistency issues are possible. Congestion of vehicles, we literally saw this scenario with different plants. If all vendors may send their vehicles at the same time to the plant, or there can be operational efficiency gaps within your plant. Okay, it's based on the season, or it can be based on the different scenarios. So it results in a lot of congestion at the plant and difficulty in handling that volume, right? So there it's very much required to streamline your process and ensure that the congestion won't take place and the load is distributed evenly. And larger waiting times, higher TAT at each stage because of the scatteredness. And this is also another conflict happens in most of the places. We saw that which truck should go first. Drivers used to fight among themselves because there is no any visibility that what is their queue number. Okay, so those type of conflicts also happen. I will go first or I will go first sort of thing, and they will fight or they will argue with their security or someone over there. So to eliminate all these things, if the system take a decision or exceptions go through the approval process, then this will automatically address the onset. And we saw that one truck comes in and goes out. We saw that most of the organizations are having at least 5 to 10 prints or the paper slips they are generating as part of that process. In case of a raw material, at least 5 printouts or the 5 different slips they are generating in the organization. So that's a huge number. So that all can also be eliminated with the digital transformation. So the goal of transformation is one, simplify the process, control the process, and eliminate the physical paper or the printouts, and the transparency of information across all the stakeholders. So by this time you might understood what I'm trying to say. Okay, so it's like the solution what we are recommending or we are suggesting as part of digital transformation journey of plant logistics or the gate operations or the weighment process is like that should consider the following key things. Okay, one, you should have the complete digitization process enabled through that system, so that no paper, no printouts, or also sometimes the inspection cases, for example, or some other cases you need to collect the evidence. So you can simply take the photograph or the video and you can upload it back to the system, so that will be available forever. If anyone want to review that in future, they can easily review that. Approvals, it's like the information flows to the system will automatically push the notification and approval backlog to the concerned approvers, so they can take the decision quickly on the go, either from the handheld device or like mobiles and all, or they can do those approvals from the desktops as well. And images, that's like multimedia content, we already discussed that part. And this system is definitely going to save the time in terms of because everything will be automated. And weighment capture, this is a bit gray area, so there can be a chances of misutilizing the authorizations they are having. So there is no, it's hard to reconcile also. It's like the Weighment that is shown in the Weighbridge versus the actual entered in your ERP system is matching or not matching. So what is the guarantee? How can you reconcile that? So as long as you eliminate the human intervention in terms of typing the weights, so you cannot achieve that. So that's the Weighment automation. If you do it directly, whatever reading coming, that should flow through the system or to the ERP. Then automatically you have the whole trail. What is the reading against a particular transaction happened and how much is recorded in the system, and you can reconcile the deviations. And also, as considering no much data entry, only a few initial stages there will be data entry, so it will eliminate that typo errors, or the consistency of information will be ensured. And considering whole data is digitally available, you can build your analytics or the insights on top of this. So that will help you to take a better decisions in improving your operational efficiency of the plant logistics. Ease of use. So if you are going for any system, so it's like that should be on the go compatible, as well as backups like computer based or the laptop based or the mobile and the tablet. So the compatibility should be available across, so that, because not all the operations happen at the desktop level, right? So for example, the inspection of the vehicle, that should happen on the, it's like they need to go to the ad and they should inspect it. Those things are very much handy if they are able to get the handling or they able to do that job using mobile or tablet. Or same thing with the loading unloading operator. Instead of having that pen and paper slip and tick or untick or the writing quantities, they can use the mobile app to record the information, or they can use the handheld devices to scan and record the information automatically, something like that. So what are the key features that we should consider when we are planning for any PLMS or the plant logistics or the gate operation automation or the payment automation type of systems? Okay, so some of the key features that we implemented so far, or we observed, are required for the organizations. Okay, so one, get rid of the physical registers. Okay, so that the data will be centrally available across all the plants and also to the central processing team. So first initiative we recommend is that digitize the physical registers. Then measure turnaround time. So that is a key parameter. At each stage, you need to measure the timings. Okay, so what is the start time? What is the end time? So that system will automatically do that. Just you need to record the information or the stage wise. Then automatically it will put the previous stage as the end and this stage as the starting point. So the start and end times will be automatically recorded by the system. No need to someone to write manually. Integrated payments, to ensure that whatever is really received is recorded in the system, or whatever is really getting sent is recorded in the system. This integration is very much required with the full audit trail. RFID integrations. Okay, depends on your business scenario or the case. Okay, it's case to case basis. You can take a decision on this one, how much automation is possible with the RFIDs. So either these RFID integrations can help you to automate the gate process, or automate the Weighment, or the manless Weighment process can also be possible through the RFIDs. Or some sensitive goods movement you want to track automatically, whether in movement or out movement of that particular material from the particular warehouse gates or the particular plant operation from plant gates, etc. Then you can tag the RFIDs to them automatically. That will be scanned for in and out movements with the RF scanners, and that will record that information in the system, so that you will come to know that okay, this much of material is moved out, or this much of material is moved in, without any human intervention or the human typing. The information will be recorded by these RFID integrations. And ERP integrations, this is the most important thing. Okay, so whatever we do, all these things, if we don't integrate with the ERP, they don't give us the good results. Because end of the day, your ERP is a final system where the whole information will be stored interconnectedly across the different modules. Maybe it's finance, or it's an inventory, or it can be a logistics point of view, right? So we strongly recommend that integrate your ERP with these systems, or if you're building within your ERP, so try to link with your standard transactions, etc. So that the information flow will be aligned with your ERP. Like suppose any inward materials are coming, you need to tag against those purchase order, for against which purchase order this material is arrived. For that purpose, you need to have this purchase order data to be exchanged with this plant main logistics system, or that reference should be there, so that the concerned persons or the operators can select that particular PO only. Against that, they will select the only allowed materials of that PO as part of the inward capturing. So that type of integrations we strongly recommend. And digital approvals. So any approval required, not over the calls or emails, better to go through the system. Let the system have the complete trail of the approvals. or any exception threshold oriented escalations also required, that also can be handled through this particular digital approval process by defining your workflow. And the next one is like a planning and scheduling. Okay, this is mainly to control the congestion at your plant's level in terms of plant logistics, vehicle congestion. So you can schedule the arrivals of your vendors, suppliers, or you can schedule the arrival of vehicles from your transporters related to your dispatches, so that you can utilize your manpower more efficiently, like loading, unloading operators, or the labor, or the machinery. Okay, so that scheduling and planning is very much essential. Okay, so if you are able to enable that, and with that, through that, if you are able to enable a gate pass system, like a pre-gate pass, like not the gate pass after vehicle is arrived. We recommend that you generate a gate pass to the vendor with a proper time slot, saying that okay, your vehicle is supposed to come on this date with this time, with a QR code or some small code with a 6-digit or 8-digit code. So they can come with that information. So the security simply scan that. When they scan it, then automatically the system will recognize, okay, this particular vehicle is planned, or this particular assignment is planned for this particular transaction, or the outbound delivery, or related to the inward expected supply from the vendor. So the system will automatically pre-populate the information. Only the concerned person need to verify it, and then let the information be processed further. That means we are eliminating most of the data entry job here. Okay, and also we are allowing only the vehicles that come on that particular timeline, so that you can distribute the load evenly across the day. And also auto capture of vehicle data. It's like most of the times there will be typos are possible when they type the vehicle numbers and all. They just call whatever the driver says they used to write on the registers and all, right? So those mistakes can be eliminated if we enable some sort of a vehicle number plate recognition cameras at a specific place. It depends on your scenario. So that would help you to automatically populate the vehicle number. Based on the vehicle number, if your ERP is having the vehicle number related transaction linkings, it will automatically pull that information. So against that information, just the concerned operator need to declare what they physically inspected. For example, if it is against specific inbound delivery, then that inbound delivery wise, they can verify, okay, this much of quantity is expected from this vehicle, is it there or not? Or this many bags, or this many drums, or this much of the containers. Like that, they can simply, visually, whatever they can verify it, and then they can take it further. Instead of they sit and write everything for 5-10 minutes. TAT optimization. So we recommend as a first step, you enable the TAT calculation, TAT measuring. Once you measure it, so observe it and plan the continuous improvement process in terms of where exactly the leakages are there. You can plan the improvement areas and continuously improve those based on improve the required things based on the insights. And ERP automations. Okay, so we saw that this is also a small gap. Okay, so what will happen is it is like most of the times it's a physical register, or even though there is a plant logistics system, the information in the ERP is going to be again a manual entry. Okay, so we recommend that if the system is tightly integrated with ERP, that would be good, so that the information or data entry time can be eliminated and consistent data will flow through ERP also. Only thing is like you just enable as a manual supervision to take the transaction further than someone sitting and doing the whole data entry. For example, automated GRNs, automated OBD with the final Weighbridge readings, or the e-waybill IRN generations, DSE, or if there is a digital signing process is there. So you can automate the whole chain. Once the preliminary information is finalized, which is physically to be obtained, and then all soft transactions should happen automatically. That's the motive we should have in our mind when we are doing this type of projects. And display and announcements, it's more like most of the time security used to call the driver, asking him to come down, or they use it to shout outside. Okay, instead of that, you enable a small display screens or the kiosk systems, so that can enable more self-service. So everyone feel that, or get a trust on that. Okay, my number is this particular number, so I need to wait this much time. So those type of display or announcement systems, if we enable, we can enable the truck driver conflicts or the confusion, and also they also can plan their activities better. And document storage. Okay, there will be a lot of documents received from as part of these moments. Either it can be LR receipts, or the invoice copies, waybill copies, or various documents used to come, or the Weighbridge slips of the supplier. So all those information we strongly recommend to digitize and store along with this process itself, so that that will be centrally available and attached to the respective transactions of your ERP. So no need to digitize later, or no need to maintain physical files for any future reference. And a vehicle tracking system, this is mainly for you want to enable real-time tracking of the vehicle, GPS based or the GSM based trackings you want to enable. Those type of systems also you can enable linked to this plant logistics system, so that you can see the real-time updates of your receivables, like goods that are on in transit, or the dispatches you send to your customers. You can enable the tracking information to your customer periodically as well, like every 4 hours or 8 hours alerts to the customer saying that so and so place your supplies, your dispatch is reached, etc. And WhatsApp collaboration, it's predominantly increasing nowadays, mainly in Indian market, because people are feeling so convenient to see the information over WhatsApp than logging into a specific system or do something in a laptop or desktop. So on the go information, they want to have it quickly. So we strongly recommend that the trend is like better to enable the WhatsApp collaboration through bots or the push information to WhatsApp, so that the concerned parties will see the updates time to time and take the necessary actions immediately. And along with this, we can also think about supplier self-service portals, transporter self-service portals, or the customer self-service portals, either apps or portals, whatever it is. So that also you can think of as part of plant logistics to simplify the whole supply chain involved in the plant logistics, or the activities involved in this particular process. So those are some of the key features we identified or we are recommending on the top level. So what do you achieve if you implement most of these things? Okay, so one, you can improve the productivity of your concerned operations team who are involved in this process or the logistics activities. Okay, so that they focus on their key work or the particular work, and they can perform better. And it also improves the turnaround time of the vehicles at each stage, so that the satisfaction of your vendors or the customers or the transporters will be high. There won't be much of the human movement or dependency on them to go here and there to get something. And optimization will take place, and minimal paper transactions. You are going towards a sustainable organization by going with this type of approaches. And flawless transaction, whatever the information that is recorded in the system is highly consistent and transparent across to all the stakeholders. Ease of use, considering you enable this type of solutions across the mobiles, tablets, and desktops. So definitely it will give the ease of use to the users. They will perform better. And improved customer service, because the customers will be happy with the way we are operating in an automated manner, and the service will be service or the updates will be prompt to them, so their satisfaction levels are high, so that they contribute better for your organization. So what technologies you need to enable that type of features, or whatever the things that we have discussed? Okay, it's not much so complex technologies. They are most of them are age-old technologies. Few are the recently evolved technologies. Okay, some of the technologies like RFID technology, that is mainly to track your movement of vehicle through RF scanners at various stages, automatic reading of or recognizing the vehicles. Mainly like you can take the example of FASTag. Okay, so the toll gate recognition will take place automatically through FASTag, right? So similar way, it may not be a stickable RFID. You can give a card-based RFID. Whenever the truck comes, wherever the truck goes, that will automatically scanned by the scanners, and you will come to know the whole traversal of the truck, as well as some things can be automated with the help of this, like boom barrier gates can be opened automatically, or Weighment can recognize the truck with the help of RFID, because the Weighment level also we can enable scanners. Then it can automatically collect the Weighment and take the pictures of the truck, and you can achieve almost like a manless Weighbridge sort of thing. So RFID can help you to eliminate so much of data entry or the manual button clicks of the status updates. Automated boom barriers. Suppose you want to minimize the manpower dependency, then through RFID and boom barriers integration, you can make it more automated way, so that if the vehicle is allowed to get in, then automatically they will receive an update through WhatsApp or in a call, and they can come to the gate. The barrier will open automatically. Okay, as they carry that RFID card, something like that. And mobile devices, for the ease of use, that's like handheld devices, like either a handheld device or the brick-oriented mobile devices, like iPad, brick-oriented iPad, or the tablet, or the mobiles, through which you can enable these applications, so users can use those applications to enter the data or read the data or update it. Handheld devices, this is to scan the barcodes, QR codes, RF tags, or also to enter the data. So in a easier manner. Edge computing cameras like a vehicle number detection camera, or there are so much of technologies evolving in this camera section. So like a speed detection is also part of this edge computing, or the vehicle number plate detection is part of this edge computing cameras, or some abnormality detection through these edge computing cameras. Okay. So those type of cameras, type of hardware or infrastructure you can enable, so that you can achieve those specific functionalities. If you are looking for any such type of automated functionalities, you can depend on this technology. Barcode, QR code, I said that gate pass QR codes or the barcodes or the label somewhere, so that no need to type every time the truck number or some transaction number to retrieve the data. Just you scan it, then automatically that particular trip data or the ticket data can be opened up. Okay, automatic number plate reading cameras that we already discussed is part of edge computing only. WhatsApp integrations, considering most of the people or maximum of the people are nowadays on the WhatsApp, and as most of them are external, so some of them are external stakeholders, it's easy to communicate with them through WhatsApp instead of asking some mobile app or a web URL to open. Okay, GPS monitoring systems mainly for tracking purpose, vehicle tracking and all that purposes. So these are some of the technologies you can explore. There are various other technologies also there, but most of the occasions your use case will fit in these technologies. What are the different data flows here as part of this plant logistics? There is no much data, but the same data we write every place. So instead of that, we strongly recommend that once the data is entered, that can be corrected or carry forward to the next stages. Mainly like whenever the vehicle comes, there's a transporter details, vehicle details, driver details, or the vehicle inspection details, LR copies, weigh bills, or material quality inspection and approval details, material carried in the vehicle, what all the materials that is getting carried in the vehicle, and what is the quantity, and what is the type of packaging. Is it in the bags, drums? If it is bags, how many bags or how many drums? And if it's a variant or the grade is there. So just to capture that information. Material-wise, gross tier weights, bulk weights. In case you don't want to weigh by material, you can take a bulk weights also, right? So loading, unloading quantities, any rejections during the same. Suppose the quality said okay, but during unloading you saw some quality issues, then some rejections might happen at the unloading stage also, right? So those things can be easily captured in the system. The data also will capture. And stage-wise timings. I said that for every stage there should be a start and end time so that we can calculate the TAT. ERP references, that's the most important thing. It's like we need to link this data with the ERP reference so that the validation or consistency checks takes place better. And also, when we push back this information to ERP, ERP will process the further steps automatically, like updating an OBD or generating an GRN or generating an invoice. All those can happen. Like the next internal process of ERP can be automated once this particular step happens. That's the important part of plant logistics. Plant logistics is an originating step, I can say, as part of your digital transformation journey. Once this is done, the next steps can be faster manner or the rapid manner you can automate or digitize. Okay, so I'll take 5 to 10 minutes more in terms of explaining a sample process flow. Okay, just as I said, this just for illustration purpose, we kept this flow, but the flow may deviate with your scenarios. Okay, so just to give you an idea. Okay, so we have taken a sample inward process flow. How does it look like? Okay, in the without any digital transformation or semi-digital transformation systems. Okay, like whenever the vehicle comes, the reporting or the arrival entry takes place by the security in a register or maybe in a small vehicle entry system. Most of the times we saw them as a desktop-oriented software. Okay, and gate pass will be created and printed and given to the driver. Then weighment will take place. Weighing slip will be printed and given, and then unloading slip will be generated. Unloading slip will be given to the driver so that it will go to the unloading bay. And when unloading bay, before unloading bay, it may go for the quality check also, samples. If at all rejected, it will move out, and unloading takes place. After unloading, it will go for weighment again for the tear weight or the gross weight. It's inward, so it's a tear weight. And after the tear weight, GRN slip should be generated and printed. It will be given to the driver so that it will be carried back to the supplier. How much is the material really realized in the supply? So there are a lot of printouts you are seeing throughout the journey, and also data entry work. And vehicle will go out, but meanwhile, the quality results may happen in the instant manner or may not happen in the instant manner. So whatever the unload slip observations and returning the comment should happen, and you will put a it's like quality blocked stock goods receipt in the system. And after the quality results come, then you can you can put the final GRN to enable the stock for the to open for consumption. Okay, like this process takes place. So whole chain involves so many steps, right? So some of the steps we can eliminate, and some of the printouts we can eliminate as part of the digital transformation journey. And also phone calls and everything can be eliminated. Let's see. After digitization or after complete the digital transformation, okay, so we have taken a pre-steps also as part of this after digital transformation journey. For example, PO is created and approved and awarded to the vendor. We can simply push a WhatsApp notification to the supplier saying that, okay, your PO is ready, and it's like this is a particular PO and all, this is the information, these are the tentative dates, etc. Instead of SMS became a junk box nowadays. So most of the companies are preferring to move to WhatsApp. So communication to supplier and material dispatch updates, and whenever the supplier is sending their particular dispatch or the supply to the customer plant, then they can use the WhatsApp bot or WhatsApp message saying that, okay, I'm sending this much quantity through this vehicle, and these are the information, something like that. They can push that information. It can update back in our system automatically, considering it's a bot-oriented communication. And that means our system is already anticipating this vehicle to arrive on so-and-so date and time with this much of quantity. That means the data is already fed to the system through the communication that is received from the supplier. So whenever the vehicle arrival happens, then simply vehicle inspection takes place, and if the checks are passed, that's okay. Otherwise, if it will be rejected, then it will be sent back in case of any inspection issues in terms of the supply is not sent in a proper covered manner, or etc. Or some leakages are there, that can be sent back. And also at the same time, in the real time, we are sending the notification to the supplier also, so that supplier will also be aware of what's going on or what is wrong. Even along with that, pictures or images, if anything you want to share, that can also be sent across through WhatsApp communications, so that supplier will be up to date with the information instead of chasing your buyer team or the procurement guys or concerned team over the calls and emails, etc. Okay, if everything is okay, then vehicle arrival entry will happen through the tablet or some system. Okay, so the whole information will be captured. It will be integrated with your ERP as well, so that against PO number, the information will be automatically populated as the dispatch update also received. So automatically the PO, everything will be mapped against this one. So the information will come there. Security just verify it and just key in that information, little bit of additional information if anything required, like driver mobile number, etc. And then it can take it further. And as it's all digitized, there is no need of a separate gate pass for this one, because the vehicle arrival is completely declared, and also pre-inspection you are doing it. So there is no need of a gate pass here. This works like a gate pass only, the vehicle reporting entry. So that gate pass and printout can be eliminated straight away, and it can go to the Weighment. Any Weighment happens, so the Weighment will come to the system automatically. So printouts also not required here, and also unloading slip also not required, because the system is already carrying the whole flow is already having that information of what is the item against the PO is getting carried in this vehicle, or it's a multiple material, what is the quantity, everything is declared there as per the invoice of the supplier. Then automatically the unloading slip is not required. The unloading supervisor can simply see the system or the tablet or the mobile or the desktop. They can see that, oh, this particular truck is carrying this of the materials, this much quantity. They simply follow that and declare the information. Even quality also update the same system, okay, saying that, okay, quality is okay for this vehicle or not, or the material that is coming in that vehicle. If it is okay, that will go for unloading. Unloading operator also use the tablet or the whatever the feasible device over there. They can declare the quantities they have received or unloaded from the vehicle. In case of any, they are coming in a specific containers or the bags or the drums, so they want to declare some empty packaging unit weights. They can declare that by taking few samples over there, so that would be useful for you to calculate the net weights, right? So those information also digitally captured, because they see everything, entire flow in the system. So every piece of information is getting added, like some little bit of additional information is getting added at each stage. So the whole information capturing takes place. And the GRN, so no need to do the manual GRN. You have the whole information of PO, item number, material code, and the quantities, everything are there. After the tear weight, you can do the GRN process also fully automated. No need to do someone sit manually and do the GRN. Or someone just give the approval to create the GRN by reviewing the data, then automatically you can push it to SAP to create the GRN automatically. Okay, once this is done, the vehicle can go out and the further process can happen here, like unloading slip completion or anything, or the GRN can be automated or can be a click away. You can enable it as part of this process. And once the test results are coming from the quality, anyhow, the quality module is tightly integrated in your SAP. So the GRN after the quality can take place, 105 movement can take place easily. Okay, like this, you can eliminate a lot of printouts, paperwork, and all the stuff can be eliminated. Entire information will flow through a digitalized manner. And also you have the whole information tracked at each stage. Everyone can contribute their comments and feedback at each stage. So you can easily reconcile the day of what all the dispatches sent today and how much quantity each material wise. Simply digitalized reports. You can invest on one-time report development that can be forever useful for your team. So these are simple examples. So we are suggesting to use WhatsApp to communicate with these external stakeholders and get the information back from them, and use the handheld devices or the on-the-go devices like mobiles or the tablets or the computers. It's like wherever applicable, and eliminate the prints as much as possible. Maybe one print required at the end to pass on to the vehicle driver to take it back to the supplier. Even that can be eliminated, because you see that notification to supplier we are sending through WhatsApp. This much of the total material we have received, and this is the weighing slip. Weighing slip also digital manner will go to the supplier. Okay. So this much of digitization can be possible as part of this one. This is a very basic level, I can say. But you want to automate the gate opening and all, that's very much possible through RF integrations. And also manless Weighbridge, you want to do it, that is also possible. So various scenarios are there. Okay, so whenever you are planning to implement these plant logistics oriented systems, or the software ready to use software implementation for your organization, in those cases there will be various scenarios. Most of the times, if you miss these scenarios while prospecting the vendor or the partner, then after completing halfway of the implementation, then it will become a big bottleneck, because we saw that some customers try to implement a software which don't cover all these scenarios, and at the end the software is almost useless to them. So we strongly recommended our prospects or the customers to go through these different scenarios, or draft your scenarios something like this. Like, you can say that what is the process step, inward process. In case of inward, is it a material purchase against a purchase order, or material purchase without purchase order, or job work order, something like that. Okay. And is it going to handle single vendor, multi-vendor, or the single PO, multi-PO scenarios, or multiple materials in a single track possible or not? Okay. Or in a single track, multiple invoices are possible or not? So like this, you need to create this permutation combination sheet which are applicable to your business scenario or in your business use cases, so that you can ask the partner before signing off that whether that is going to cover all your business cases or not. Okay, we strongly recommend our customer to follow this type of template to prepare these business use cases and demand the partner to consider them. Similarly, outward process. In case of scrap dispose, even the material is going out, it's not a sale, it's a purchase only. In case of hazardous scrap, you need to sell it, send it through some sort of a service provider who can dispose that hazardous scrap, right? So those cases can also be considered in case if it is applicable to you. Okay, so we are almost coming to the Q&A session. Before that, I'll take a minute or two here. So I would like to highlight a little bit of our expertise. Okay, so we have a few ready-made tools available, few things we can tailor-made for you. Okay, most of the plant logistics systems, I strongly recommend to go with the tailor-made approach, because every company is operating in their own manner. So no SaaS product will fit automatically to your scenario. So better to go with some sort of a highly customizable software or a tailor-made software for your organization. So based on our experience, we implemented almost 10 plus companies for the plant logistics automations we have done. So based on that experience, I'm speaking today with you guys. And all these are integrated with SAP seamlessly, and all operations are happening seamlessly with the proper information flow from the digital registers to the SAP, or SAP to the digital register level. And we as a company, so we are SAP services company. Along with, we also have a product development wing. We also have a legacy application development wing. So considering we have the expertise in all three areas, that helped us to provide a better service to all of our customers related to plant logistics automation or any digital transformation journey. And we also have capability to implement this solution through SAP BTP or SAP Fiori if you want it, or if you want to do as a standalone system, which is loosely coupled with your SAP system, or you want to build everything within SAP, that is also possible. Okay, integration capability using PIPO, that's a middleware, or SAP CPI is a cloud platform integrator. If you are deployed on Rise with SAP or cloud, there we can depend on that. And if you don't have any middleware, that is also fine. We can do without that also. Or if you want to go with the batch manner like FTP, SFTP and all, that is also can be doable. And we have a ready-made Weighbridge solution called iWeighBridge, iWeighPro. So that works with almost every brand of Weighbridge in India. So like every SA, Metler, Toledo, etc. Any brand. So we can tune it to those Weighbridges, and it's ready to deploy and integratable with your SAP system or any PLMS system. And we also have the expertise in integrating with RF devices, boom barriers, or CCTV cameras, or the number plate recognition cameras, etc. So that's a quick brief about us. Okay, so we'll move on to the Q&A session. Okay, we have last 10 minutes time. And before getting into the Q&A session, so I would like to highlight that we have a few more webinars in the digital transformation journey or digital transformation webinar series in the coming weeks. Okay, so the next week, tentatively, it's on the 8th November from 3:30 to 4:30. So the topic is on the taking advantage of social channels. It's like how well you can utilize the social channels like WhatsApp, Telegram, or the other bot channels integrated with your ERP systems, how you can use them as part of your digital transformation journey of your organization. That's the topic we are going to discuss, like the one we discussed today about plant logistics. So that's another topic. And also digital transformation do's and don'ts. We saw that many customers tried digital transformation, some succeeded, some failed, some not happy with the progress. So by looking at the different scenarios or the observations, so we would like to highlight that what is the best way to take it further. Okay, do's and don'ts of digital transformation journey. Tentatively, that is on 15th of November. Okay, if you have any other queries, you can post it in the Q&A section of the webinar engine, or you can also shoot an email on kumar.n@incresol.com. Kiran, over to you. If there are any queries, please read out to me.
Yeah. Thank you for the helpful session, Nalini. There are few questions in the queue. Please address them.
Yeah, sure.
How is the maintenance of RFID solutions?
RFID solution is a bit tricky, I can say. Okay, so it depends on how we are going to use it or our use case. Okay, so there are two types of RFID cases are there. One is the reusable RFID tags or non-reusable RFID tags. Okay, in case of reusable RFID tags, there are some maintenance issues, like if RFID tag is binded to some particular vehicle or the trip or some material, if it is not unbinded, then when you are trying to bind that card or the RFID to some other material or the vehicle, then systems throws error saying that this RFID is already mapped with someone else or some other component. So then again, they need to go and unbind it. They need to find it out. It's a bit tedious task. Okay, so this is the main one. And second case is like readability of the RFIDs. If you haven't taken the good RFID solution or RFID tags, quality tags, then the range of RFIDs depends. Some RFIDs are 1 meter distance readable. Some RFIDs are up to 5 meters readable. So it depends on your use case. Sometimes it's hard to read the RFIDs. That also create a problem, and it may hard block the users to do their operations. Instead of it's making convenient to do the operation, it may become a bottleneck. So you need to evaluate or perform a detailed due diligence before finalizing any RFID solution. Hope I answered the query.
Yeah. The second question, how to integrate Weighbridge to SAP directly?
It's like Weighbridge means most of the Weighbridges are pre-delivered with the Weighbridge provider software. Like every India provides their software, or the SA provides their software. Okay, they have some packages for SAP integration, but again, here also it comes under your particular scenario. You want to first load the data to some G tables, then automate the further process of GRN or the OBD. Okay, it depends on your scenario. Or from Incresol side, we have a solution called iWeighPro that is ready to integrate with SAP in different cases. Like it will cover all the scenarios of your inward-outward process, like PO based, like PO based or STO based, or the multi-material or multi-weighments. So those scenarios are covered that are aligned as per SAP need. But most of these every and SA softwares are not that closely aligned with the SAP complex scenarios. So either you build your own client, Weighbridge client on the desktop side, okay, or the weighing desktop, and try to grab the information mapped with your SAP transactions, or take just a raw weight from there and you do the further activity within your SAP. So both the options are possible. But that integration can be through a file-based integration or through RFC or through web service-based integrations.
Okay. The other question is, are there any specific hardware requirements for supporting digital transmission at the gates?
Can you please come again, Kiran?
Are there any specific hardware requirements for supporting digital transmission at the gates?
Hardware requirements, it depends again on your use case. Okay, so example, let me take some example. You want to automate the boom barriers. Okay, it's like you don't want to manually open the gates. It should open by a button click, or can be like through RF scanners. In that case, you need to go for a separate hardware like RF scanning devices and compatible with the boom barriers. Those two combination should be in a paid manner. And also there should be some small server you need to have it, which will be used as a central server to exchange this information and all. So for automated gate opening and all, this type of hardware is required. Okay, in case regular gate operations, like most of your regular systems or desktops are going to be okay. And if you want to on the go type of data entry or data access is required, then mobile devices or tablets might be required, or handheld devices. So those are the additional infrastructure you need to plan out.
Got it. The other question, what measures are in place to maintain data integrity throughout the transmission process?
Yeah, data integrity is something like this. Okay, as per our experience, what happened is like few examples I can take up here. Like when the security enters the data, because the starting point is the gate, right? When the entry gate, that's the first point where the information will be originated. So when the security or the concerned person over there who enters the data, it may not be that educated or not so aware of the things. They may have some data entry issue or some gap or some wrong mapping. So whenever the next level comes, it's like at every level, just the previous level of data should also be verified a little bit. And if they're able to correct it, we can ensure the final result is put with full accuracy or consistency, and also compatible to for consumption in your ERP level. But if the mistake is carried forward throughout, then it is going to be a problem. Okay, but anyhow, this like we recommend that build one system in such a way that it's a single source of truth for this all these logistics operational activities. So that will have the central server and it will have the same information flown across and corrected throughout, so that others will also get updates, right? That way you can ensure the integrity of the information.
Got it. The final question, can we use it effectively?
Okay, if I understand that question, what is the success rate of these plant logistics automation systems?
Let me take it in another way. Yes.
Yeah, probably something like that. If I understand the question, if I understand the question correctly, I can say that if you plan it well and if you identify your use cases well, then the success rate is going to be 90% and above. Okay, those 10% cases are your exceptional scenarios. Okay, because it would be hard to cover everything in a day one. There can be some special cases. For example, in our case, for one of the customer, we haven't covered the accident or vehicle change case on the day one. It was somehow overlooked by us or by the partner to or the customer to inform us on time. But as a phase two or the phase two, we have implemented it. Maybe initially 1 or 2 months, they again went back to a paper for those exceptional cases, 1 or 2 cases, and remaining everything flown through the system. At least 90% of the business run through the system. Remaining happened through alternate channels. So that depends on how well we detailed out our scenarios or use cases. And also, I would like to add one more point here is like, and also it purely depends on your partner's knowledge on your ERP system. Your partner might be strong, good in their particular technology or that one. If they don't understand the ERP, then again it will go for a toss.
Yeah, that's it, Nalini.
Okay, perfect, Kiran. Thank you all. Thank you very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed the session and you got some good takeaways from this session. And I would like to invite you all of you for the future sessions also that are planned in the coming weeks. And till then, bye bye. Have a nice evening. Thank you, Kiran and team.
Yeah, thanks, Nalini. Thank you all.